So I've been wanting to make a review video on the Takeuchi TL12R2. Been wanting to do that for a while, never got the right time. Kind of wanted to put a couple hours with me in the operator's seat and running the mulcher. And after using it for a while, I now know how I want to open the video. And I'm going to say, if your work truck has the platinum trim level, this is not the machine for you. You're going to complain and be angry. Go buy a cat, spend the $40,000, $50,000 premium purchase price, and get your air conditioned seats. The last thing this thing uses, or you'd even want on a machine like this, is air conditioned seats. So, okay, with that out of the way, why did I choose to buy a Tak when I could have bought, a Deere, a Cat, Kubota, insert the rest? We're gonna start with how easy it is to clean and how you can do it just with a simple leaf blower. So the first area of concern is debris collection under here. Does it collect debris? Yes. Is it bad? It's not terrible. There is, ample room, and it's very easy to, sweep out with your hand. There are competitors out there that, have this color paint, that sell a land management debris package that are fishnet stockings that'll stop debris from getting packed into the cylinder area. Machine also has a history of getting bent cylinders, and then the boom doesn't want to come down. The big issue, and you can repack cylinders and work through that. The big issue is once that starts happening, it starts eating the ram and sending metal through your hydraulics. And once that happens, it's like cancer. And they have different, they call them like a kidney flush. They basically put your machine on dialysis and try to remove all the metal. But once metal is inside a hydraulic system, it's bad. I almost bought one of the machines, started going down that path. $30,000 for repair once you get metal from debris, trapped underneath your ram. 30 grand. I didn't like that. So that was, one of the first checks on the Tak. The other thing is, so if any debris does come down the back and gets, lodged in there, I just take a leaf blower and, I can blow it right out. It does have, open area, open cavity right through here. Normally it has a plate on there. I had to take the plates off to put the bumper on. As soon as I bought the machine anyways, I took these little plates off, and now, literally you can reach your hand in there, throw a leaf blower. It's that fast to blow out debris that's by your hydraulic system. Really like that. The other thing is simple as it sounds, as dumb as it sounds, it's the fuel tank. The fuel is very easy to get to. Yeah, it's locked. Very easy to get to. The other thing is the hydraulics. If you need to fill up with hydraulic. Oh, yeah, there's another machine that your hydraulic fill is kind of right there. It's on the other side of the machine. But you open up a door that's full of debris to fill up your hydraulics. Taks, you take this little plate off, and I use an 1 5/8 socket. Go in there, bam. take that off. The other thing is I run Rotella T5 1040 engine oil for my hydraulics, and that keeps everything very easy for maintenance. As long as maintenance is easy, you'll do your maintenance. So not only debris management, but actually, checking the fluids, hydraulic, fuel, very easy. The next thing is the full undercarriage. So your rollers, your idlers, sprocket, everything is beefier on the Takeuchi. It's almost like 1.5 times bigger than everyone else's. I left this off. There are some people saying that they have to drill through their undercarriage to do their track tensioner. I don't know what else to say, but anything is a pry bar, and you just pry down on it, that'll move down, and that's a straight shot with a Zerk grease gun. There's no reason to start drilling really anything on the undercarriage. It's a very odd thing that once I got it, everyone was complaining about it, and so I had to take a look, and it just moves. Just hit it with the pry bar, it'll come down. Very easy. All maintenance on the machine is very easy. Your filters, grease points, Zerks, it's really no big deal. The track is the other thing. So, it's a 17-inch wide track. I don't have problems with the track popping off. Some others do, but what I do is I lift the whole machine up. So I'll jack up the back. I have some 20-ton house jacks. Usually keep just the mulcher on it. Dump the head. So roll it down. The whole machine will lift up to show my slack span. What I do is I take, my pinky. As long as I can get my pinky underneath there, the middle roller, that's how much I tension my tracks. So they're fairly tight, but they're not, rubber band tight. That helps, not get excessive wear on your sprockets and stuff like that, getting it too tight. I just don't have problems with my tracks coming off. The entire undercarriage just seems big enough where I don't know, it's just not a problem for me. I read some people that say they can't keep tracks on their Takeuchi. They are, metric, so you have to have the right size track, as well as, tension it correctly. And there's no reason your track should be popping off on this machine. Keeping on the outside, get a bumper. Any bumper will do, but you got to get a bumper. It's just in forestry, it's mandatory. I got to put a winch on that. I've had to call tow trucks, I don't know, half dozen times now because this heavy pig sinks so bad. Just is what it is. Does have a backup camera. Muffler, let's get you up there. So the muffler can get debris, packed around it, but it does have, a heat shield, not perfect, but you can, pull stuff off. The other thing is, this is a slick surface, so when debris does come down there, it's fairly easy to have it slide off. You can, it's kind of at an angle, kind of not, kind of, whatever. But at least it's not, that mesh, that ribbed mesh. So actually the debris management on the back for the cooling is fairly good. Okay, now for the cooling. This whole side over here is your hydraulic cooler. Here's your radiator for your engine cooling. I operate in 100+ degree days, 100+ degree percent humidity. It just gets hot and humid where I'm at in the land of 10,000 lakes. No need for a roof mounted cooler. If a Takeuchi is running hot, it's because your coolant belt, your belt, is loose. Adjust, tension your belt, and there is no reason to run an auxiliary cooler. The cooling pack on the machine itself is more than adequate for running high flow. We can agree to disagree. All I'm gonna say is, bud, check your fan belt, it's loose. You know, you always want to keep your hydraulic connections clean. Either, you know, wipe them off good. If you have leaky hydraulics and you got, you know, residue and buildup and stuff like that, what I like to use is electrical contact cleaner. Some people use WD-40, some, you know, use this, that, and other thing. There's entire rabbit holes to go down on what damages more. You know, electrical contact cleaner is somewhat delicate for rubber gaskets and everything else. It's what I've always used, and it's fine. But what I really want to get to is there's gizmos and gadgets. Here's a hydraulic connector helper. So you put it on the back, put this on here, and you close it just like a clamp, right? There's a time and a place for that. But with Takeuchi, the other thing is, this is a safety. So if your return comes out and your supply is still in, you can, you know, deadhead a hydraulic motor, crack a motor. They're very, very expensive. This is a safety feature. It's electronic, so you know, you could run into issues with that, and that's why a lot of people defeat safety devices. But anyways, if your hose comes undone for 14 million different reasons, this will cut off the high flow and hopefully save your hydraulic motor. It's not a single thing where I would buy a machine for it, but it's there, it's nice, it's an added layer of protection. But the pressure relief, down is for your down hose, up is for your up hose. Supply and return if you want, that doesn't matter. Takeuchi is nice because if you're, you know, struggling and need to use, you know, some sort of mechanical leverage to overcome hydraulic force, hydraulic leverage, Takeuchi, you just pull your pressure relief out, push it up, because I'm going on the uphill hose. And when it's warm out and things aren't completely hard to move, it slides right in. Yeah, guess it was in the whole time. That's how easy it is. It's pretty much the simplest high flow connector to use. The factory block is made by the Stucci, so main brand. Really like the pressure relief. It makes this process of hooking, attaching and detaching attachments worlds better. So this is the factory Takeuchi rear bumper. It operates by inch and a quarter solid steel pin, and then, you know, literally that easy to open up. Bingo bango. You know, what's there to say? So the radiator has two bolts. It's a swing out radiator. You can get to everything. I've gotten elbow deep in there. The one thing that sucks is the air cleaner. It is your standard air cleaner used, you know, all over the place for all sorts of different machinery. It plugs up quite a bit to the point every lunch break or you know, halfway through the day, I got to, you know, take it out, bang it, put the leaf blower, you know, pushing air backwards through it. You don't want to keep throwing air to. Anyways, you have to clean the air filter at least at the start of the day and the end of the day, or at lunchtime and at the end of the day. So when you clean that at the end of the day, you can start the next day and make it to lunch, wash, rinse, repeat. You get what I'm saying. The air filter, definitely a design flaw. So let's talk the engine for a little bit. So the TL12, the Cat 299 D3 XE, and the Kubota all run the same Kubota engine, the V3800. They're same engine. What changes is you know, your radiator, your coolant, and a little bit of, you know, factory programming, stuff like that. Takeuchi has the highest book value for horsepower, and they're all within, you know, 4 horsepower. So it's not like it's lighting the world on fire. You can let them breathe a little bit better and bump it up to 125 horsepower so the engine can, you know, breathe. But between the three, they all run the same engine. They have a little bit different, you know, cooling or different this, that, and other thing. But one of them is not going to be magically more powerful. I hope that makes sense. I mean, they all start with the same engine, so I mean, you can't put too much rainbows and glitter on it. It just is what it is. It's okay. It does need more power than factory. I completely agree, and that's kind of one of the reasons, you know, I can't move down to the TL11R3. They lost horsepower, and this is the bare minimum for, you know, high flow, you know, production I can use. And I've used lesser horsepower machines, and you need over 100 horsepower to efficiently run a high flow hydraulic attachment. The next thing that I want to highlight is simply the ground clearance. Has one of the highest ground clearances, second only to the ASV. That means a lot when you're out in the woods. It also makes maintenance and dropping the pans just a breeze. So remember, the more convenient you can make maintenance, the more you're gonna do maintenance. And these things with mulchers, any mulcher, any skid steer with the mulcher has a high probability of catching on fire. The Takeuchi has one of the lowest average fire catches, but the TL12 absolutely will catch fire if you don't keep up on maintenance items. And hey guys, it's that fast to drop a pan when you have, you know, decent ground clearance and a electric rattle gun. So those are some of the selling features of the reasons why I chose this, but there's one more, and it's reliability. That thing is built like a tank. I can do all sorts of naughty things to it, and you turn the key, that guy's gonna start up and it's just gonna work. That's huge. Downtime for me will make or break. I get like 10 days that I can float is what it's typically called. And if I start using those up on weather or maintenance or downtime, 10 days, and then my business is on critical path to make any money. So reliability, that's it. That's what reliability looks like. But real quick, power and performance, it delivers reliability, it delivers ease of attachment hookups, it delivers the tracks, it not, you know, detracking, throwing a track off, that delivers the debris management for the hydraulic arms, lift cylinders, et cetera, that delivers the visibility out of the rear, that delivers. So those were the selling features for me. Let me tell you about what I hate on this thing, because there's just as many. Now let me tell you some things that I hate about this thing. As reliable of a tank it is, it rides like a tank. It is the most straining piece of equipment ever made. I'm just gonna talk in absolutes. This thing is brutal. The tracks, this, that, the way it creaks and groans. It built like a tank, rides like a tank, feels like a tank. It's all about, you know, a Bradley M1, A1, A2, A3, Bradley fighting vehicle. This is military grade. This is what you see in the military. Turn the key, it'll start, but geez, after 8 hours, you are fatigued, physically and mentally fatigued. So I don't really like that about it. The roll-up door, double-edged sword. Love it. You know, I've been stuck and my loader arms have been up and I've been able to get in and out of the front many times. It also rattles and just go the whole time. It's fatiguing. The cab, they call it a pressurized cab. That's being very liberal with the word pressurized. There's a lot of crap that comes in through the seals. Pressurized, sealed. Ooh, that's a tough one. On that topic of pressurizing, this is the vent right down there for your HVAC. This gets clogged up. In there, there's, you know, a couple of screws. You can start cleaning filters and this, that, and the other thing. It's the HVAC has definitely room for improvement. Does it work? Sure. Does the AC turn on? It will. A lot of room for improvement. I think we talked about the air cleaner. Absolutely atrocious. I've been talking absolutes. Not a worse machine air cleaner on the market. This is the bottom. This is the worst. This is absolutely terrible. And if you don't keep that puppy clean, what's commonly referred to as dusting an engine. Dust gets in there, goes into your cylinder walls, takes out your rings, takes out your cross hatching of your cylinder walls, start losing compression, you get blow by, et cetera. You need to be religious on keeping the air cleaner clean, and even being religious, it just packs up with crap all the time. It's a completely terrible design, but if you take, you know, multiple breaks every single day and you clean it out, you can limp it along for what it's worth. Solid undercarriage, double-edged sword, great for grading. I don't grade with a skid steer, I use a tractor. You feel every inch of the terrain, everything. There is no buffer, there's no absorption. You know how all the terrain is moving. It's good and bad. On a forest floor, there's, you know, decent, I don't know, dirt. I mean, there is some level of suspension there. Where this has no suspension, I'm talking, you know, the dirt, the terrain, stuff like that can help. You get on hard pack pavement, you wouldn't want to use this in the winter scraping snow. You wouldn't have any teeth left to rattle your teeth out. So double-edged sword. It's one of the biggest, the widest, and the tallest. So it does have a higher center of gravity just because that big roll-up door you also get headroom from it, so take that for what it is. Serviceability, all the filters, fueling, hydraulic, it's all fine. It ain't great, but it's fine. So those are the reasons, you know, why I bought a Takeuchi. Those are also the reasons why I hate the Takeuchi. At the end of the day, if you're going to run, you know, a mulcher or whatever, there is not a perfect compact track loader for mulching. The one, it just doesn't exist. You really got to get into dedicated, or where there is a company that takes, you know, shells and, you know, guts them out, you know, rips out the engine, rips out the pumps, rips everything out, puts, you know, their own stuff in it, crank them up to 140, 190, 200 horsepower. And okay, that's a great compact track loader. They also cost $200,000. So these are 110 brand new, call it 120 after tax, doc fees, document fees, all that kind of stuff. And used, they're call it half off, 60,000 bucks. You should be able to find a pretty decent one. You can spend your money however you want. I bought a used one. You kind of know my price point of what I got, why I got it, reliability. When I turn the key, it just works, and it has, you know, the power, the engine horsepower as well as the hydraulic horsepower. Your hydraulic horsepower can never exceed your engine horsepower. You can put a bigger pump on there. You can do all that kind of stuff. But if you only have, you know, 120 horsepower on your engine, throwing a bigger pump ain't gonna solve anything. So at that point, they're pretty much all comparable. There is not a perfect track loader for mulching. All of them have something wrong with them. They just do. There isn't a silver bullet. There's always an issue on every brand, but you got to pick what priorities are to you, what you can live with, what you can't. So, hey guys, I'm Justin. I'm the Bulldog. That's my review of mulching with the TL12. Hope you enjoyed it. Hopefully, you know, maybe it got the wheels turning for you. This is 100% opinion based. Everyone's going to have a belly button. Everyone's going to have an opinion on what machine is good for them. This is what I went with. It's why I went with it. Some of the good things, some of the bad things. You spend your own money, you do you. I'm Justin. I'm the Bulldog. Hey guys, cheers from the Bulldog.